Hello, and welcome to The Real Deal Reveal, a magical titty tour about teas, sleaze, and unpopular opinions in showgirl life and beyond. We are your MCs, Sweet Dee and Remi Martini. Please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Hey, Remi.
Hey, Dee.
What's the haps? What's happening?
It's partially cloudy. I'm doing laundry.
What is it today? It's a little gloom here in Maine.
Well, you know what? This kind of reminds me of northern gloom. It's also, Texas fall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. It was 45 degrees yesterday, and I was like, no. No, you can take that right out of here.
You didn't get any summertime. I also heard that you guys are all having issues with I saw online with West Nile.
You know what? I don't know. I'm slowly making my way back into social media, regular media. I had took a summer break. I've been stalling on opening my page back up because the hiatus was great, like just to give your brain a rest. Mm-hmm. So I keep stalling, but I'm opening it back up. I'm starting. Look, I blew my back out this week, okay, and not in the fun way. I had an old injury flare up. And so I was kind of like bedridden for a couple of days. And so like, what is a girl to do but to creep back on social media? And so that's kind of what I've been doing, creeped on the TikTok. And I regretted it immediately because shit's out of control. People are out of control. And I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like we need to talk about this in a full podcast too. Just the content creation situation is just out of control. Mm-hmm. From the brief ones I saw over the last couple of days, just creeping back on socials, and yeah, I have thoughts. I have thoughts.
I'm glad you have thoughts, friend. It means that brain's working, right? And especially in this day and age, I'm just saying, like, it's gotten to the point where I really question, maybe calcium buildup in the brain cell. I don't know. I'm not a brain scientist.
The bad fats made their way up to the brain.
Yeah, COVID brain, whatever you want to call it. Because it was functioning well until it seems like maybe not. Again, idiocracy is
looking more and more like reality. That's for sure.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I don't know.
Public service announcement. My cat's in for a spade right now. People, spay and neuter your pets.
Oh my, did you just pull a Bob Barker?
I fucking pulled a Bob Barker. Did I not just post the fucking Price is Right wheel
Iconic.
And said,
R.I.P. Bob. I swear for the second time, because I swear Bob passed away a long time ago. And when they said he passed away again, I was like, I'm sorry, what? I swear I woke up in an alternate timeline, because I swear he passed away a while ago.
I want to refuse to believe that he passed away, like, because he's just still on television. So, and he's still, well, no, I guess they have the newer Price is Right. And yeah, does that say something about me that I used to watch the shit out of Price is Right, especially when I ditched school.
Summertime was my Price is Right jam. I had to wake up at 9:45 because it was summer vacation. I'd grab myself a bowl of cereal, probably like Apple Jacks or something, and I would sit in front of the TV and watch Price is Right because it came on at 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. And I watched the shit out of that show. That was what I did. And then I took an hour break, and then I watched All My Children, the soap opera, with my mom because that was her jam. That was my summer morning routine forever. So yeah, it was my jam. I never watched any other show. I think I gave like Win, Lose or Draw a little bit of my time, but I could not watch any other show. Like, it was always Price is Right. I like how we
So
just went on a weird tangent right now.
we totally did, and that's why people love us, because we go on the ADHD is real, folks. Yeah, little did you know you'd be playing the spinning wheel just to answer your birth year.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
right? Like, you're like, "Grr," and so I love that meme. I had to post it because it is one of those memes that I'm like, oh, that's totally what I feel like.
It's what it
No,
feels like when it's like check the box or
yeah,
whatever of
what
your
year? Your
age,
birth
and you're
year, and
like,
you're like, oh, I haven't gotten to the eggs yet. What?
I always think of Samantha from Sex and the City when Carrie has her birthday and they're filling out that love questionnaire or whatever. And they're like, how old are you? You know? And then she's like, 35 to 45. And Samantha goes, honey, welcome to my box.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
But
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so that's what's been going on. That's how
All
my day's
right.
going.
Yeah.
Party, party, get your pet spayed.
Get them
And you
spayed.
have
Get them.
don't blow your back out no more.
Don't blow your back out unless it's in a fun way.
And limit your time on social media.
Oh gosh, that is for
We're in an
real.
election year.
Oh my gosh, that is
We
that
won't
is
even
for
talk
real.
about that. Thank goodness
Oh
we don't
no,
have
I
a
can't.
political podcast.
Oh my gosh. So much. So much. We just need to like take these notes down and do them for more podcast ideas.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get started. So we're gonna pull a card.
Yeah.
Remi's got a
Yeah,
card
go for it.
pull,
We're
and then
gonna
we're
do it
gonna
at the beginning this
do a
time.
quick hot topic, and then we're gonna get into what our plan is for
What's our
today, which
topic?
is
Topic?
what's our topic? Our topic is um, the Burlesque Survival Guide the Festival Edition. Coming in hot. The Festival Edition.
And again, like I said, I'm really happy about doing the festival edition right before going to the
Where are you
Something to
going?
Brag About festival in El Paso, Texas.
Oh, Paso.
Out,
Yes.
out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican.
Mexican girl.
That's Selena. She, right? Is it? I
uh,
think it's Selena.
Selena?
I
Okay.
think, or
Um,
Selena.
what are
But
you talking about?
in the song, the artist does name the hot Mexican chick that he falls in, basically dies for, right? Because that's what happens is he has a shootout in this bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry. Things that you know when you're from El Paso and your dad plays guitar as a pastime while he's high. So he would sing that
El
song,
Paso.
and it was very emotional. It was very emotional to me because he fell in love with this woman, and then there was this bar fight that broke out because she had a jealous ex-boyfriend or boyfriend or something,
It's
right?
like every song.
Every song. And this is why I don't like country, because of shit like this. I was scarred. But yeah. So anyways, there's like this rundown with horses, and on the border of, I think, New Mexico, it would have to be New Mexico and Texas, he gets gunned down. And so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my dad liked to sing. Now that I'm sitting here, like, thinking about it, because the other one was like, oh, where did my baby? I can't think of the name of the song off the top of my head, but it's about a fucking girlfriend dying in a car crash. And it's like from the 50s, right? So I'm just like, my dad's sitting there trying to make me cry as he's hanging out, fucking playing songs. But then he had a really good one about weed.
I always
So.
think of that song. Come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man. Because it's the same thing. She's like flirting with this other guy, and then her boyfriend walks in. Then he has to run out the window.
Did he die?
I don't think he dies. He almost does, because the boyfriend comes in and is like, the fuck? Are you talking to my woman? And then she's like, oh no, come a little bit closer to me. I love that song now.
So many fucked up songs that we sang verbatim when I had the fucking brain cells as a kid, and now I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe I sang it. But childhood.
All right, did you pull a card yet?
I pulled a card. So
Okay,
what I'm pulling
hit me
from
with
today is a Crystal Struck Tarot. This was recommended to me by another performer of a friend of mine. So it's all based on crystals. So what I pulled was the Magician card, which is represented by clear quartz. So that's how this tarot is different. Is the each suit is malachite is for pentacles and whatnot, so it's all crystals. Like the chariot's pyrite, which is awesome, especially if you do crystal work, because then it gives you something to work with today. So clear quartz is a common one to work with today. Keep it close. So what it means is manifestation, creation, and resourcefulness. Clear quartz is an amplifying, cleansing, and manifesting crystal. Didn't know if you knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the magician is the card for manifesting. When you pull this card, know that you have everything that you need to start manifesting your destiny at this very moment. Proceed with confidence and create something magical, my folks. And this is, just a good everyday fucking card. We manifest. The science is out. You can pretend woo woo as much as you want to pretend woo woo, but our subconscious doesn't know the difference of us talking shit about someone else or talking shit about ourselves. Like, it just assumes we're talking shit about ourselves. The universe only knows what to give us when we ask for it and continue to manifest shit. So manifest it, work with your clear quartz. If you don't have any to wear, go get yourself a cheap clear quartz crystal, but go to your local rock shop, because there's fucking scam artists. Remember, spay neuter your pets, go to your local rock shop.
Rock shop.
I
like that.
What?
Rock shop.
Rock shop.
There's one in Brunswick that I really like. It's called Root, Rind, and Petal. That's like the little witchy rock shop in Brunswick that I really like. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Because Black Veil closed in Salem. They are no longer there. I know. My sister, never mind. I recently found out. My sister-in-law went and she told me, and I was like, did you go to I'm such an asshole. I'm like, did you go to the right place? Was this the cross street? I just want to clarify. That's the the Aries in me. Just want to confirm that you did it right.
You went to the right place. Yeah, that's the only one that I know of in Brunswick. I'm pretty sure there's more, but that's the one that popped up first when I moved here. There's another one, but it closed. But they told me, I think it's supposed to open somewhere else, but I don't know yet. I haven't been to any like near Portland. But yeah, I think that's the only one. But yeah, I like it. It's really cute.
I need to start one. I kind of have a low key. I'm not the lady that wants to start a bookstore. I'm the lady that wants to start a rock shop. Sell all the rocks that my husband brings home.
I got a rock.
Rock.
Charlie Brown. I got a rock.
But no, like, I have piles of rocks from all different locales in the world, and no, he'd probably hurt me, even though they look plain as hell. Just kidding. I am not abused.
I love it.
He won't hurt me.
All right, so that was manifest that shit. That's what we're leaving with. Yep.
Manifest
that shit.
You're given.
I love it. I love it. That is definitely the message I've been getting lately myself, personally. So yes, all the yes. For sure.
I feel like the cards, they never lie. And so far, I feel like even with the podcast, it kind of we pull good cards.
I want to do a card pull next time. I'm going to do a card pull.
9. Niet.
Yes.
No.
I have some cool decks.
Hey, you do whatever you want to do. I just wanted to make sure we got a card pull in there because I have to. And next time I'm going to do my magic 8 ball. What's it say?
Oh my God. I had a magic 8 ball, but it dried out. I'm bummed that I got rid of it because it dried out. I should have kept it, but.
That's weird. It says rare blue moon.
What? No, it does not.
Okay, so if I move
your magic 8 ball?
So this is a special magic 8 ball.
Oh.
Right? It's not like a generic. I don't know if you saw it. It had a crescent moon with stars. And I'm going to take a picture of it. I'm going to take a picture of it just as proof. Okay, I'm going to take... Never mind. I'm not going to take a picture of it because I don't have enough memory on my camera. No surprise.
We're like a hot mess today. What is happening?
Anyway.
I believe you. And now I need to put on my list to buy a magic 8 ball. Okay, so.
It's not a magic 8 ball.
What is it? It looks like a magic 8 ball.
It does. I got it from Goddess Provision, so it has weird stuff like
Okay,
Very
goddess
Blue
provisions. I'm
Nickel,
going to write that down. Goddess provisions, because I'm going to look into it. Okay, so hot
non-burlesque
topic.
stuff. Hot topic.
Hot topic.
Let's hear it.
So I was on the Book of Faces yesterday because I was in the waiting room of my doctor because of my back. And the very first thing that popped up was a question about what caused you to quit the biz. Like if you're a performer, performing, all the time, whatever, what was the thing that made you quit? Or if you're thinking about quitting the performance life, what is the reason? And a bunch of people put in, responses. And this was at like 9:00 in the morning. I didn't go back to check any additional responses that people did, but at 9:00 in the morning, there was probably about 40, I want to say, responses. And so I looked at them and I kind of like tallied up the most common responses. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to touch on this because I really do think this needs to be its own episode. But it was just a good question because I can't tell you how many times I've almost quit. At least 3. I know that. But probably even up to 5 times in the last 14 years. I thought it was just an interesting topic that just caught my eye first thing in the morning as I was waiting for the doctor. So I tallied them up and I have a top 5 and a couple of honorable mentions. So are you ready to hear?
Hold on, let me take a sip from my coffee while looking sideways and be like, yes, do tell.
Do tell. I'll take a sip too.
Can I? I kind of want to take a stab at the first one.
Okay, well, I'm going to go top 5. I'm going to go 5 to 1. Okay. Do you maybe want to guess what the honorable mentions are? Let's start with the honorable mentions.
No, you can go ahead and do all of that.
Okay. So honorable mention. These are the ones that maybe 1 or 2 people said.
I got bit by a snake, and
so
that's an honorable mention.
So one honorable mention, which like I said, I didn't go back and check to see if anybody added to it, but at the time, one person had said in an unsupportive or even abusive partner and or family members. So one person had said that. Yeah.
I've heard that.
And I was like, yeah, like I had partners that had such a problem with me doing even just go-go dancing, like just, being a performer. They just had I'm like, you met me as a dancer. Like this isn't new, So I definitely was like, yep. One person said imposter syndrome. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us feel that all the time, like still feel that all the time. And then one person said just an overall decline of quality, standards, hospitality, ethics, all that stuff. They just said an overall decline in quality. And I was like, yeah, I have to agree with that as well. And I have this conversation a lot with a bunch of different performers and everybody puts in their input about that as well. So yeah, like I said, people could have gone back and added more of these, but at the time, like 1 or 2 people. So those are like the honorable mentions. So are you ready for the top 5?
Yeah.
Okay, number 5, you want to take a stab? You want to take a guess? Number 5?
Number 5. Don't have the money to do it anymore.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Aging out / ageism.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Aging out.
Before, which is sad to hear because we do have legends that are, but then we do feel that also, right?
Yep.
Being 46, I do feel like there are younger, more active, more I'm gonna bounce off the fucking walls, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. You can get some titties
drop split.
You can get some titty and a lot of ass. That's what you can get. And if you want more, like, we'll talk about it. I could be negotiable. Just saying.
You gotta pay more. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Number 4. You want to take a stab at it?
No.
Are you just ready for me to tell you? Just want me to tell you? Number 4. Just tell me. Number 4, health reasons. health.
Oh,
And I
health
feel this
even.
too. And under that category was a lot of just like general health issues and injuries and
Injuries.
being injured right now. Yeah, I can. There's been some times where I've wanted to quit because of my injury. I've had this injury since 2006 and not one doctor, specialist, whoever has been able to tell me what is wrong.
Not a
And
good
it
story,
gets
right?
so bad sometimes that I really do feel like, well, maybe I just need to hang it up. Like maybe I just need to not put my body through this anymore, like blah, 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 blah. But I'm still trucking along. And this last incident with my back, I was up and walking within minutes, but I have a cane. I have a blinged out cane that I have for this reason. And it usually takes me about a month to get to where I am today. And this happened a week ago. So I'm taking that win, So I'm like, okay, I still have a little left in me. Like, let's go.
Right.
But I
And
can
I think
see how health issues, yeah, could
health
make
issues
somebody retire.
definitely. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Especially serious health issues. Um, I'm still stuck on the ages thing because it is one of those things. Like, I feel like as we get older, there's more susceptibility to injure ourselves, and we're pushed to
Mm-hmm.
keep up to where we're even put on stage anymore. And I think, like, I love the fact that Cora did the Over 40 Burlesque Festival because I
Mm-hmm.
feel this is a soapbox, and this is a whole, we've talked about making this a whole episode, that it is really important for us not to leave because of that. We
Mm-hmm.
can slow our roll down. We don't have to like push ourselves. We
Right.
can still get up there and be beautiful in the bodies, but that's just us with the ageist thing, that we're just playing into the patriarchy, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's where it came from. We're no
Yep.
better than Hollywood throwing away women at a certain age.
Yep.
Let's continue. What was
Preach.
3?
Preach.
No,
Number
Spicy kitty.
three. Number three, three, three. Money, 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 money. Money.
Money.
Money. What about money? Oh, let's see. The need to have a stable income to even do
Right.
burlesque or
Exactly.
perform, right?
Exactly.
Low pay, right?
Low pay.
No pay. The demand for quality art, like quality artistic expression, but no one wants to pay for it, right? That's kind of
Yeah.
frustrating. Too much work and not enough money was kind of like the
Right.
main one,
Right.
right? Which kind of leads into my number two,
Mm.
which is burnout.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the overworked, the over, like having to do promotion and make your costumes and do the makeup and drive to the venue and like paying for parking and nobody
Mhm.
shows up to the shows, and then you're, you know what I mean, like all that stuff. So kind of burnout and money, I feel like go hand in hand there. Because you do feel like you do have those moments where you sit in front of your vanity about to get ready and you're like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Or like, what am I even doing? You definitely have, I don't know, you have those moments.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've had one
Um,
happen most recently where I'm like, if I'm sorry if I mess up the show, if I don't go on, um, just move on. Move on without me because, at some point in time,
Save
move on.
yourself.
Go without me. Save yourself
Go
for your
without me.
show because I just cannot, again, I've had too much to be able to, too much in my life in general to
There's been
go,
times, yeah, where I've like almost dropped out of a show like the day of because it's like, it's a thing. It's a whole thing. But then you sit and you're like, no, that's super unprofessional. Like pull your big girl panties up
yeah,
and,
good,
get
chill.
your shit on. You don't want to do that to the producer. You don't want to do that
Right.
to the cast, but there are those days you're just like, oh my God. And that burnout feeling and then the lack of money, like it's so fucking for real. And you're just like, what am I even doing?
Oh yeah, and that's one of the things I've only canceled maybe 2 or 3 shows because I'm that attention-loving whore that I just need it. And again, it's like you said, you don't want to fucking disappoint the producer, who's most likely someone that you know, if not a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And it was serious emergencies, like dog needs to go to the hospital kind of emergencies,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have
Or
kids,
you're
so yeah.
sick. I'm
Or
not
you're
performing
sick,
sick
right?
anymore. That's one of my boundaries is like,
Oh
yeah, I've done
no.
that in the past. I've performed with the flu before, like one time.
Oh, I would kick your
And
ass out.
I
I would have
know,
been all,
I
bitch,
know,
you're
like,
gonna get us all
I
sick.
know,
Get the
I know. That's the thing though. It's like when
yeah,
you're
that
especially like
pressure.
a newbie performer and like you're scared of not getting booked again. You're scared that you might be labeled, a troublemaker or hard to work with, so like you suck it up and you go and do the things. And like I've performed with sprained ankles
Oh,
before,
yep,
my hurt back before. Like I've done
yep.
all the things as like a younger newbie performer. And that's one of the things now as an elder is I will not perform sick anymore.
Yeah.
Like even if I have like a horrible case of allergies, if I can't breathe through my nose, there's no way I'm going to put makeup on and try to smile and perform when my head is like feels like it's in a stuffed
A bubble. Right.
bubble. So
And you're
yeah, I
also
won't do that
looking out for
anymore.
other people, especially,
Yeah.
in these years after the great pandemic. Just kidding.
Is
We're
that what
not.
it's going to be called now?
No, I don't know. I
It's going to be put
fucking
in the
it wasn't.
history books. The Great
It's definitely going to
Pandemic.
be in the history books, and
Oh yeah.
let's not. Yeah, okay. We're not going that ADHD episode. Uh,
I feel like we need like a little like tune, like the button to hit it. So it's like the more
I'm
you
I'm
know,
waiting for
but
that
it's like
soundboard. I'm like, just let me know to
the
spend that money.
ADD is
And Sam will
real.
be like, again. And see, that's the thing
Oh
is
no,
I
Remy. Oh, there you
have
go. I thought I lost
a.
you for a second.
Oh no, where'd I go? Can you hear
What?
me?
I can hear you.
Oh, I thought I went somewhere.
No,
Besides
you did
the
for a
echo.
second.
Oh, but yeah. Anyways,
All right. So you ready
burnout
for
is
number one?
real. Well, seeing okay, so here's the thing: is I would guess it, but seeing that I haven't heard this come up yet,
Okay,
and
let me
I
just
feel like
preface this with we got to keep our thoughts to ourselves so we can do a whole episode on this.
right, right.
So,
We'll
are you
preface
ready?
it.
All
I'm
right, because
ready.
I know we have a lot of thoughts on this last number one, the number one that came through. Are you ready?
Hit me with your best shot.
Mean girl behavior, and there
Fuck
were
yeah,
so
fuck yeah.
many examples listed under that kind of category. Like it just went
Hands
on
down,
and on and on. Things
folks.
from
We need to do better.
backstabbing, blacklisting,
We need to do better
jealousy,
out there.
double crossing, toxic community,
Oh,
unsupportive community. I mean, the list was extensive. And I was like, you kind of have that, like, you laugh and experience.
right, right.
And you're
But
like,
here's the thing: is
ooh, that one hurts. Yeah.
it hurts. It hurts. It's no
Mm.
surprise, but it does hurt when you think about it, because we are a community of fucking weirdos. We are the weirdos, mister.
We
No
are the
matter.
weirdos. Yeah.
We are, like, no matter if you're a newbie and you're being drawn to this, yes, we lure you in with sparkles and, alluring makeup,
Lure you in with
but
sparkles.
sparkles. I'm a crow. I definitely want to have a crow party. I don't know who posted that, but the whole crow party where you exchange sparkly things and whoever has the best is the winner. But anyways, it does, yeah. We're all the weirdos. We're all here for the same reasons. We want to show our body. We want to have this freedom of expression, making this statement on stage, and to think about um being the number one, right? But we've
Yep.
experienced it. And why do we need to make comments to people, unnecessary comments, like unnecessary comments? You don't need to comment about whatever your opinion is, especially if you that's the thing is I'm a firm believer that what's about to come out your mouth.
You
Unless,
know.
well, no, okay, maybe not, because look at look at our the presidential debate. There are some people that don't know, and that's fine. But like, does it need to be said like, oh, like something about your outfit, like the seam is off, or
anything.
right,
And like I said,
or
I feel like we have so much to talk about on that one
but
topic,
does
that
not
one
surprise me.
category.
We need to talk about it,
Um,
obviously.
obviously, yeah. So yeah, I feel like we need to do a whole episode on either those topics altogether or just that number one for sure, because
Great
yeah.
hot topic, Dee.
Thank you. I don't know. I just felt like it was a sign, like when I first opened, the app, and that was the first thing that I saw, and I was like, huh, I think we need to just like briefly talk about this, and then
And
briefly. All
unfortunately,
right, cool.
it happens with
So,
all performancing, or all
oh yeah, performancing.
but yeah, like that happens with all performing. And like, come on, people, like all performers, we're all artists. And in this day and age, in this climate that we're in,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the US, we need to be fighting together for
Together,
any
yeah.
art form, because they're trying to fucking kill it. Spay,
Oh God, I know.
spay, neuter your pets. Shop at your local rock stop.
Are you writing these down? Write them down. Write them down. All right. Okay, so let's get into our big topic, the Burlesque Survival Guide Festival Edition. So we came off of the Texas Burlesque Fest a couple of months ago, and we got to talking about some things for like prepping and blah, blah, blah. And that's where we kind of like, hey, let's make a little episode about this because I think it's important to talk about. So I made a list, you made a list, and we're just going to kind of like talk about that. So do you have your list in front of you? Do you have your notes?
I do. Hopefully,
right.
it doesn't cause tech issues this time.
All right. So let's start. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
I figured since you were first, yeah, like I was going in order that we had them on the list. So
yeah, so I'm going to start with the application process, and then
Mhm.
I'll go, and then you go. Does that sound good? Good.
That
good.
sounds
Okay,
great.
cool. All right. So let's start with the application process. So what I wrote down is taking the application fees into consideration, because most festivals will come with some sort of fee. Anywhere between, I think I've paid $5 in the past up to $25, I think, for application fees. And usually it's per act. So if you want to submit more than one, you have to take that in consideration. And sometimes the festivals will say like you can submit 2 acts for $20. Every festival is going to have their different application fees, but there are fees. Some festivals have a free application period. It'll be like a week. It's like apply for free for 1 week. Sometimes they have free application for BIPOC performers. So everyone's different, but just know that pretty much every festival will have a fee, and it's to cover cost of the festival. Right. It's to rent the venue space and to, make sure all the equipment is there, and hiring the MC and the photographer and the videographer and like all that stuff. So, so take the fees into consideration, especially if you want to apply to like a bunch of different festivals. It's going to add up. It's going to be expensive. So that's one. No. Okay. So this is about rejection. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
When you apply, you will probably be rejected like 8 times out of 10. Like you will get more rejections than exceptions.
Right.
And it hurts. It stings. And as a newbie, it hurts a lot. But even as somebody that's been doing it for a long time, it still stings, I feel like the emotion that comes with it is different. Like as a newbie, you get really down. You're like, oh, well, I guess I just suck ass,
That imposter syndrome comes
as
in.
as a veteran performer, it's kind of like, well, fuck off then. Like, the emotional
Oh, I still
responses, I feel like, differ as you get a little bit older in the game. No, I'm kidding, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it stings either way, right? It might not sting as much later as you get older because you're like, it comes with the territory. But
That
just
is
know, go ahead.
well, and that's the difference. So, like with me, and that's something that I've noticed as a change in the like the whole burlesque community or whatnot. I didn't have the money to do the festival tour, like, and apply for a bunch of festivals throughout the
Hmm.
country when I first started. Like, I was trying to fucking be, whatever, live. And so now I'm I've been in it longer, and now I have the money to be able to apply to all these festivals. And I
Hmm.
still, you have more experience with you not being everybody's cup of tea, the rejection.
Hmm.
So when you're older, or it makes it, or have performed longer, it does make it a little bit, but it still stings.
It still stings. And
It's still
the
it's
thing
still
is, it's not because you're a horrible performer. You know what I mean?
right, right.
They're looking for specific acts. Like, maybe the festival has a theme,
Mhm.
or it just didn't mesh well with the people they already picked. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
it's
right.
not like you're a terrible performer. Other times, it really is like, we only have 25 spots available and we got
Right.
300 submissions. Like, I can't imagine having to
And
pick,
200
you know what I mean?
250 of those are bump and grind. So,
Yeah,
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 like,
yeah.
they really want to be able to bring in some diversity, different acts, different, like, they just, it's a lot. They're trying to fit a lot into the festival. And yeah, like, sometimes it's like the same song, was submitted a million times, or like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So that being said, when you do submit your application and your videos, make sure you're sending like the best version of the act that you can. Like, you can't always submit your live act, right? Like, sometimes you have to go to a dance studio or an open space where you can just film it raw, you know, and submit it, but still make sure it's the best version. Like, make sure that your music can be heard really well. You're not kind of, getting out of the camera frame. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have somebody
Yeah.
there to film it for you, because they kind of look for that too. And I remember Lynn from Texas Burlesque saying, like, if you're submitting an act and you know that you're performing in a theater, why are you sending me your bar routine? Like, why are you
Right.
showing me a routine that 90% of your act is in the audience, where the the festival is taking place is on a stage that's up high and away from an audience? You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
kind of take those things into consideration as well.
Yeah.
Yuppers.
Yep, yep, yep. Okay. So
So what do you
what
have for applying?
so for applying, of course, kind of apply as early as possible. Um which
Yes, I
I'll
agree.
admit I'm guilty of not doing. List.
Like,
So
say
I do
anything. Shh.
so yeah. But yeah, apply as early as possible. You want to be that, cuz I'm sure they watch everything in order of receiving it, right?
Hmm.
And then I've created a Word document, Excel spreadsheet, whatnot, with my acts listed and
Hmm.
each act's information. So, like,
I love it.
including the act description, the MC's intro for the act, any tech notes, any breakdown notes. And then all you have to do is copy and paste it, right? And,
Hmm.
and make sure to update that if you make any changes to your routine or whatnot. That makes it easy, peasy, lemon squeezy. And then, I've also created a Google Drive folder with my music and labeled with my name and song name. And these ideas
That's super
I learned
important.
I've learned from just being in it, you
Hmm.
know?
Yep.
I've learned from other, I think it was JD Hickok who was like telling me what he did with like his spreadsheet and, and I learned through a workshop that I took, like, hey, it really helps producers if you put, your name, Remi Martini, and then
Mm-hmm.
the act song if you want.
Yep.
Um, you know, uh, and that's, or the act title, whatever you want to associate that, tells them this is Remi Martini's, song and act and whatnot. And this is, the music, whatnot. And then, yeah, that was it.
So
Sorry. I was about
now,
to go into the rest, but no, I want to that.
so I'm gonna add on to that.
Of
So I
course.
have the same thing too. I have Google, like a Google Drive with all of my act information,
Mhm.
everything, song. I've got
Right.
promo photos. I have got snippet of the live act, stuff like that. The thing is, if you send your information, like if they don't have a Google form, which I've noticed a lot more festivals are starting to
Yeah.
utilize the Google form. Back in the day, it was like just copy your link here.
Yeah.
So it was like a YouTube. So like I have some acts on YouTube, they're privated, but you can't send a private link. They can't open it. So you have to make sure that if you do have private videos on YouTube or your Google Drive like doesn't give people access, you have to make sure that they can be accessed, because there are sometimes festivals will say, "Hey, we can't open your document," or "Hey, we can't look at your video." Like some will do that, others will absolutely not. If they
Yeah.
cannot open it right then and there, it's going in the no thanks pile.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so you have to remember that when you submit links to your videos and stuff, because I've made that mistake before, and thank God the producer was like, "Hey, I can't open it," and I was like, "Oh my God," like it's embarrassing. um but you just have to like think about that.
Or yeah, make it a, because I know with mine, like the video or the music,
Hmm.
I do like a shareable link from Google Drive. And it's still
Yeah,
like, yeah, but yeah, you have to make sure you're, you know, doing it right.
like
Right?
I have to test it like 3 times to make sure it works before I officially send it, because
Mm-hmm.
it for
Well,
me it's
safety's real.
embarrassing. Yeah, it is embarrassing for them to be like, "Hey, I can't open anything," and you're like, "Oh my God." So yeah, so make
But
sure you
that's
can.
also okay, D. It's
I
human.
I
To
know.
errors to
I
human. I
know.
know we all want to be goddesses, but we also have to have grace with the, or sorry, get woo wooey. All right, let's
I
move.
know. So we're going on to prep. So how do you prep for festivals? So why don't you take this one first?
Oh, all right. Heavy breathing. Just kidding. Sitting in the corner, practicing. Just kidding. Practicing my breathing. So like to. I really like to prepare. Now, coming back home, show bag is an absolute mess. That is completely true. But what I do, like in my closet, and as you can see on the back of my bed, even though nobody can see this, I get dance outfit bags, like they're costume bags,
Mm-hmm.
and I get the long ones so my gowns fit in it, and it has all the pockets so I can have my corset in a separate pouch of my dress, and then my undies in a pouch, and then the shoes that go with it, so it's all hanging in this bag in my closet, to where I'm like, okay, I'm doing, high times, or I'm doing tingling, or I'm doing martini time. I just pull that out and it's good to go. um you know I'm
Yep.
off. It's really nice.
I have that too. I have all my
Yeah.
costume bags labeled with every piece in
See,
the
and
bag,
I
ready
feel
to
like that's a
go.
dance thing, because like that's how I found them. I was like, oh, because I had like some other, dress bag, right? And
Hmm.
then Amazon's like, what about this, dress or like dance outfit? And I'm like, oh, dancers have been doing this shit. See, I'm not a dancer.
Well, yeah, that's
I'm
what
not a
we learned. That's what
performer.
I learned in drill team in high school,
Right.
because in drill team, you've got like 10 costumes you have to keep track of. And so we had garment bags, we had duffel bags, and like all that stuff, and everything had
Right.
to be like labeled and in the bags and everything. So I just took that into burlesque. Like that's just
Yeah.
baby D training. But I have like garment bag, like the full garment bags for the costumes. I put them in my gigantic showgirl trunk that I now have.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I also have Ziploc bags that have my accessories. So like my pasties, my jewelry, anything like that. The
Well, my
accessories have their own bag that they're labeled and ready to go. And sometimes I have costumes that interchangeably use pieces.
mhm.
So those I kind of leave in a neutral space because I'm like, oh yeah, I use that for my vampire act, or I use that for Wayne's World. Like it's red pasties,
Right,
like
right.
probably not going to buy another pair of red pasties when I have a perfectly good pair right here,
See, that's where I'm
So
illogical. Like I have certain pasties that go with every
I
outfit,
do too, but
and then I keep them in my pasty pocket.
yeah, your pasty pockets, where'd you get
Yeah.
those?
I don't know, some crazy chick that I was like, man, she has some long legs and a nice ass. I'm gonna buy shit from her. And
Aren't
so
they handy? Because
I,
like yeah,
I'm not gonna
because I
lie,
see people putting their pasties through some shit, and I'm
they
like, oh my
do.
god, were those pasties like $80 and you're just chucking them in your bag?
Oh, I
Uh,
made mine. I only
but
have a couple. I have some from Black Mariah, and actually, I feel like those are I have a pair from Cora, and then yeah, two from Black Mariah. My light up joint ones are from Black Mariah, and my olive pasties are from Black Mariah.
but they're expensive, right?
They're
You want to
expensive.
you
They
want
were
to treat
expensive.
them
You wanted
well, yeah,
right, right. But
and
either
especially if
way,
you want
I don't
to,
want to get
yeah,
them again. It's
yeah, exactly.
you know, it's not
So
my money. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's ingenious. Of course, I'm going to support my friend and buy a few of those. I think one, two, three. I think five. Five. I bought enough to hold all of my pasties at that time.
yay. Yeah, I don't know. I just liked having a place for them to go. And then I put that in my Ziploc bag. So it's
Yeah.
easy to travel with. It really is like easy to just like, you get them out, you check, make sure you've got your costume pieces, blah, 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 and you put
Mhm.
them back in and then you put them in your suitcase or carry on or whatever.
And
And they're good to go.
yeah,
Yeah. And they're
you're not going to
protected.
crush them. You're not going to pop off rhinestones, your tassels. Yeah, it was an ingenious idea. Um, I also am really, and this just comes from years of loving to travel. If you know me, I like traveling, and I have that's where I really use the internet. That's where the internet shines for me. I go and like Google stock places. So I
hmm
go and look at the venue. I try to figure out the topography because I've made that mistake just on vacations where I'm like, yeah, this is right down the street, and realize that it's 100 or not 100 miles uphill. At least it feels like that for this Batgirl. Uh, you know, but so I like to map everything out. I like to make sure and I am fortunate enough that if I go someplace, usually I can rent a car. If the public transportation is better, or good in the area, then I usually just stick with, I go and drive from the airport, stick to the area and take Ubers and stuff like that. But I like to see where everything is, restaurants, like
hmm
I map out all of that shit before I even go. So I don't have to worry about that. And I can still fly by the seat of my pants. So if everybody's like, I have like, okay, these restaurants around me, I can go to these restaurants easily and not have to, or have it deliver, whatever. But then if I'm at the festival and everybody's like, ooh, I want to go to this place, all the locals are like, let's check this place out or whatnot. I can still fly by the seat of my pants, but have a plan to where all I'm concentrating on really, which is enough to concentrate on, is that performance while
hmm
I'm there. Like I'm having fun. I love meeting new people, but I'm also there for a reason, right?
hmm
To get
hmm
get on that stage and fucking so that being said, I think
And
those
a
were
lot of festivals, at least the ones that I've been to, provide some of like the local
lists.
hot spots. Yeah, they'll
Right.
give you a list of like these are like our sponsored places, like go check
Right.
them out. Or these are just like the hot spots or like, the cool places to hang out. They'll give you a list. And so that's
Mhm.
really helpful too, because yeah, you can sit down and be like, okay, and check out their social media, check out their websites and see if like mark it down like this is a place that I definitely want to go to, or like I'll probably skip that this time, or like blah, 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 blah. So
That
that's
was
also
like a
helpful as
shady
well.
walk to get to that place. So
Yeah, because it also depends where you stay. Like sometimes people get Airbnbs, sometimes people do hotels. And you have to think about that. Like, can I get there through a bus, a car, a subway, Uber? Like what is the Uber, cost going to be like? And
is the
so
Uber going
yeah,
to drop me off and I'm going to be sharing a room with these people that it was advertised as like its owner? I can't remember your horror story, but that was pretty horrific. I would not be happy. I'd be
we're gonna
calling
save that
this,
story time for
yeah.
a later day.
But yeah, you don't want to be caught to where, you feel unsafe. And unfortunately, that is, that happens. Shit
It
like that happens.
happens. Yeah.
Right.
So definitely check out where you're going. Check it out
Scope it.
for sure. Do you have
OCD
any
like
more
that.
for prep?
No.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Is it my
Sorry.
turn?
It's
Okay,
your
cool.
turn.
Okay, yeah. So I had the same thing on my thing. Search the cities you're going to,
Right.
especially transportation. So I also put practice, practice, practice. Like, don't put off practicing into the last minute. I know it gets easy to do that. Like, yeah. And then life gets in the way. And then all of a sudden it's like 3 weeks later and you're like, crap. If you could just take a few times to practice as much as you can, it will help, because when you get to the festival, it's all of a sudden go, go, go. Because you tell yourself, oh, I'll just practice when I get there, or I'll, whatever. And sometimes, yeah, you
I'll take
can squeeze
time.
it in. Sometimes you can, but you can never like plan for the plane delays, traffic, if, you get there and you're like, crap. And then all of a sudden it's just, you're rushing around, or you just, you can never like really, plan that stuff. So while you're home, really take some time to practice, and also take some time to make costume upgrades. So like when you submit your video and you go back and you look at it, or you take your costume out and you're kind of giving it a once over, see if there's anything that you can upgrade on it to give it just a little bit more like pizzazz,
Every time. All
like
the
should
time.
should I add some rhinestones? Should I, get a different like if you have a prop and you like, it was for like a one-off theme show and you're looking at it, you're like, this doesn't look good anymore.
Right.
Like, get an upgraded version, right? Or get new shoes. Like, oh my God, I had some shoes that were on their last leg. And I was like, yeah, I can't take these. I can't take these to Massachusetts. I need to get new shoes. And so I got me some new shoes. They're brand spanking new. They look better. They fit the theme of the act better now. So like, I'm really happy about that. So just take some time to like do some costume up. Make like your reveals, like make sure the zippers work, make sure the snaps work, make sure you don't have to sew something on, or like, something like that.
Full-blown dress rehearsal. You're going to do dress rehearsal. You
Yeah.
should do at least one dress rehearsal before
At
you leave.
least one. But so yeah, costume upgrades. And then this is my favorite right here for prep.
Oh, where are we at? I'm trying not to
Don't
move back and forth.
ever try something new last minute. So what do I mean by that? If you've never gotten a bikini wax, this is not the time to try it before you get on a plane, okay? Because you could have an allergic reaction to the wax. You could have just a bad reaction overall, Don't be like, I'm going to try self tanner for the first time right before you go. Like,
try this new vitamin supplement.
I'm going to go get a facial from a person I've never used before with a treatment I've never done before. Like this is not the time to do the new thing. Like save that for a later day in case something happens. Like I can't tell you how many times that I've seen and experienced like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Like, and Mad Maxim had done that. And, his first festival, it's a newbie situation. He got a wax and, ooh, I had to apply a lot of healing cream on him. And thank God we had like 3 days before the festival. And thank God his body calmed down. The reaction had gone away. But I was like, oh my God. I was like, you don't want to try new things before the festival. It's just not the time. It's
Right.
not the time. Like, and like, if you do a costume upgrade, make sure it works before you leave your city.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be fine when I do it on stage for the first time. It's like, no, it's not.
I want to add these tearaway pants to a cartwheel in my act right before. Don't do that.
Don't add any last minute things either. Like, whatever you practice, you perform.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how else to say it. And this is coming from personal experience and then just seeing other performers go through it too. So
right.
Take that how you will. All right, which brings us to promotion, which it can be tricky. It can be tricky for festivals because if you are not local to that city, like, nobody's going to know who the hell you are. So, or people aren't going to travel to see you, you know what I mean? So it's like when you're like, oh, I'm in this festival, and people in your city are like, okay. Like, so when it comes to promotion, it can be a little tricky, but still do it. Like, a lot of times the festival will provide you with promotion flyers. They'll have the festival name on it, all the information with your specific photo that you sent in during your application process. And it's great to put that out there in socials and your website or whatever, just to like give yourself a little brag. Like, yes, I'm in this festival, and like, hey, there's this festival, because new ones pop up all the time and people don't know, right? I just saw one the other day. I think it was one in Atlanta, and I think it's brand new.
Saw that one.
Yeah, and so it's like, yeah, there's new ones popping up all the time, so it's great to just bring that recognition to the new festival, so you can put it on your list, put it on your radar. And like I said, it's just like that fun little brag. Right. And I even put that on here. I was like, announce it in general and celebrate that shit. Like, give yourself that high five, like, celebrate it. So, and I know I've heard through other producers and stuff that they're watching. They're watching to make sure that, are you promoting it? Are you kind of like, doing your part? Because, noted if you are or you aren't, So that's all I had for promotion. Did you have anything to add for promotion?
Well, to help with promoting, and it is hard sometimes, especially when you're like taking social media breaks or just getting caught up in life and you don't spend a lot of time on social media. But yeah, brag about it. But yeah, what I was saying on mine was, you can do promotion for the show while getting ready for it. So making costume upgrades is a great way to go, oh my God, I'm like, my costume upgrade for this festival coming up is my headpiece. And I'm putting so last Mile High that I was doing this number, my high times number that everybody loves. I was like, man, the headpiece is not big enough, so I'm going to go overboard with it, and it was way too heavy, and I did not do enough dress rehearsals with it before the festival, and the combs.
What did we just say, Remi? What the fuck did we just say?
Look, I'm not preaching to you from a point of I don't.
Exhibit A, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. Learn from my mistakes. I'm not here I'm not perfection. So yeah, I got a little excited, and when I did my head flip to rub my legs, my piece fell off, and then it just became like a little, teaser at that point in time. But so yeah, that's what I'm doing in this go around, is I'm making sure that I'm putting some, serious barrettes on this to hold my head, hold it on my hair. But yeah, trust me, I'm going to be doing at least 3 rehearsals with this once I get this added. So, and I
So
have
yeah, but you're using that for promotion. You're like, oh,
promotion,
costume upgrade for the blah blah
costume
blah
upgrade,
festival. Yeah, I like
packing your
that.
bags. You can do a,
Oh my god,
speed video of
I
packing your
love
bags.
pack my bag videos. I am
Yeah.
obsessed, and
I
I do
just
those
found
too.
one and I don't think I posted it. I think my camera just was like, "Hey, check out this video from like 2 years ago." And I was packing for the Over 40 show, the Gals Weekender,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Man, this is really good. I should post it." 3 years later,
Oh
but
my god, I have so many that I never posted.
I know. It
It's a
happens.
lot. It's a
It
lot, and it
happens.
happens.
And I'm
But
like, yeah, like we need to, be we're so hard on ourselves and hard on others, I feel like. But yeah, so that's something that makes it easy. And, just rehearsing. Hell, I've posted getting my plane ticket. Of course, you want to
yeah.
make sure to hide all information that's, you know, you don't want people to know about, but you can post, showing where you're going and being like, hey, Denver, I'm coming up into you, or, fucking California, LA, whatever.
I did
Yeah.
that for Richmond. I was like, oh, we're coming for you, Richmond. And then we got hit with a snowstorm. I was like, just kidding, just kidding.
Yeah. And Mother Nature's like, yeah.
Mother Nature's like, oh, okay.
Hold my
All
beer.
right. Hold my beer.
I don't know if Mother Nature would drink beer. I feel like she would drink like artesian water, artesian sparkling mineral water, or some shit like that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But I love that. Yeah. I do that too. Just like the little stories and reels and stuff of you getting ready. Like I love
Mm-hmm.
those things. Well, all right, Remy. Let's close it up. Are you ready? Three,
Yeah.
2, 1. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it sleep. Oh, I
Take it
messed it up
sleazy.
already. Take it easy. Take it sleazy.
It's easy.
And a little
little
strip-teasy.
Little strip-teasy. There
We'll
we
get it
go.
one day. We'll get it one day.
I don't know. Like, yes, we will.
All right. Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.